for Foots get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. Space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. But I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't lie.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
And Viking fans always remember that Kyle Rudolph held down the tight end position for the better part of a decade. But Irv Smith was drafted in the 2nd round in 2019 as his eventual replacement. And that time is now. A first down catch there for Smith.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Cousins gives way to Cook. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Cousins. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Cousins on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by the former Viking first-rounder Trey Waynes. So problems with air passing continuing. Remember, he... Threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this 1st quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. After the turnover, here's Murray. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Second and 11 now. Shotgun now for Murray. His throw incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. Murray now to throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on fourth down. They hand off to their big tight end. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First carry for James Conner. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the elusive, slippery guy. Couldn't get in there, though. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings feature back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. 2nd in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. It's caught, Smith. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Flushed out right. And a high throw there as this is knocked away down to the ground and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Boy, he did everything to hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now brings up 4th down. The kick by Joseph is good. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he returns this to the 22. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Murray now. That is caught by Cohen. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Yeah, big play there. And when you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
But I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd and inches, Murray swings this out here for Cohen. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Escaping the pressure right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
On play action, it's Murray. Dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Snap comes to Murray at 1. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
On first down, it's Cook. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 44 yards on the ground for him so far. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Now a dump-off here complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And Garoppolo wisely, given his injury history, sliding to the ground there after picking up the first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Eluding the pressure right. Murray has the first down and more. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Murray off play action. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Right there.
And he completes it to Cohen. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Murray. This will be caught by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw taken in by Green here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles. Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Flushed out right, toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On the ground with a tight end. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They're going for it. Hits Murray. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Cardinals take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is up to 18 now. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks.
Well, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by Byron Murphy. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Connor on 1st down, able to take this one forward for about 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On the give, this is Cohen. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll try and run forward with counter. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Here's Andy Lee now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Prater for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traveling. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Yeah, Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. before they can get the punt away. Whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Running for it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get every...
Odell Beckham Jr. Touchdown, Vikings. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll kick it away for the second time. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, they needed 3 scores to have any chance. There's the first of the 3 as they get into the end zone.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that our guys at Next Gen Stats in charge of the win probability are probably saying your chances still aren't great. But now you still got more than 3 minutes to go. You got to focus on the task at hand, which is going to be getting the football back as quickly as possible.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. So there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Garoppolo. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And the Cardinals' hands team able to secure the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Back to throw it, Murray. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Connor. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, break at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
This offensive line starting to win up front. You win that battle in the trenches, you can kind of wear them down here late.
So you bring in the second part to that equation, and that's the big running back, the big bruiser, who can get more than what's blocked and break a few extra tackles and gain yardage.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cards, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.